I'm Pascal from Orangepixel and this is episode 51. Hey, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel. Welcome to another video. Hey, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel. Hey, what's up? I'm Pascal from Orangepixel. I'm Pascal from Orangepixel. Hey, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel. Hey, I'm Pascal. I'm Pascal from Orangepixel.
Hey, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel and welcome to episode 400. Insane. I've been creating weekly Orangepixel game development business videos every Thursday for 400 weeks. And that's about roughly 8 years, I think now, close to 8 years. Crazy. We're gonna talk a little bit about that in this week's video.
Just want to say congratulations on episode 400 of our YouTube channel.
I guess I have to congratulate you as well. You show up every now and then without a real purpose. I know I haven't been around as much as you probably like.
All right,
but I appreciate you.
Right.
Appreciates me. Why does that make me feel a little bit weird? I appreciate you too, man.
Just
I guess. Yeah. You wanna do this video together? Episode 400.
You and me
on this episode specifically.
Yeah,
I got games to play.
You got stuff
to
do.
Got games to test, business to run,
testing,
things to do,
play testing,
messages coming in constantly.
Gaming.
I have to go.
Yeah, so, I do love the goatee.
Yeah, you too. Strangely, you have the same thing happening. All right. That happened many times over these 400 episodes. And it's probably going to happen a few more times in the next 400 episodes. But let's make this a happy video and not think about the weird stuff. We're going to talk about YouTube. Is it worth it for game developers to have a YouTube channel? What did I expect from it? What did it bring me? Let's go. Okay, so I've been calling out for questions for this video on last week's video, but also on the Discord. I'm going to try to incorporate all those questions or answers into one coherent kind of video for as much as that's possible. All right, the most asked question, and that came from a lot of developers watching the videos, is YouTube worth it for marketing your game, building a community, all that stuff? Short answer, no. Of course, if you build a bigger channel, the bigger your channel is, the more people know about you and your game. It will have an impact somewhat on people knowing about your game, so also wishlisting it, buying it, etc. But it's tough. I've seen bigger channels than mine, and they have an increased amount of wishlists, which helps, but it's not comparable to the amount of subscribers you have. There is just a very tiny portion of your audience would actually start wishlisting and buying your games. So if that's your main goal, I don't think YouTube is the path to take. It's a lot of work. It's being consistent. That's why I've been doing it every week. And keeping that up can be very tough. But if you're not consistent and only uploading every now and then, your channel is not growing and it's mostly a waste of time. And I've seen other developers that watched my YouTube channel, watched my videos and said, I'm gonna do that as well. They upload maybe 1, 2, 3 times and then they're gone, they're vanished. There are many examples I could mention, but their channels are dead anyway. They tried it as well. They figured, well, what you're doing, I can do that. Let me do it. And it takes time and it takes effort. Now, of course, you can do different type of videos on your channel. At some point, you'll notice that a bunch of YouTube game developers will start doing interviews, which is very common right now, it seems. That's easy content. You just interview somebody else, ask them a bunch of questions, let them talk as much as possible, where possible, and you'll have a new video up. Not really the type of channel I want to create. The other way to go is rehashing tips and tricks and all that stuff with your main audience being game developer or other game developers. I have done those type of videos and every now and then I still do them because I think I have a lot to add to that discussion. Being in the business since 2004, having released, currently working on game 71. I have worked with publishers. I have worked on different platforms, consoles, releasing on many platforms still, special deals, all that stuff has happened in those 20 years. I have a lot to share and talk about, but I don't want that type of channel. There are enough of those, and I think most of them are rehashing the same thing over and over and over, just in a different format or a different style, and at some point you run out of topics. That's not what I wanted with this channel. The reason I started this channel was in 2018 there was something going on where a lot of gamers but also press were jumping on the fact that game developers maybe weren't interested in their games but just in it for the money, quickly grab money or grab somehow some revenue or a lot of bags of gold, but honestly, most game developers are not in it for the money. And then I'm talking about the game developers that matter, those that actually make a living out of it. They're not in it for the money, they're in it for the love of game development and the games they create. And that's what I wanted to show on this channel. Everything that goes into creating a game, it's not just an idea, build it in a couple of weeks, put it out on the market and make a lot of money. That's so far from reality. I wanted to show all the work, all the love, all the attention that goes into creating the game, and then after it's done, all the work that has to go into selling that game and making people interested in it, and that sometimes a game gets released and it fails and it doesn't make any bags of money, but you can still care for those games and you can still maintain those games, and you're not just trying to do a quick money grab at all. Most game developers that are actually making a living out of it for so long are doing it because they love doing it. Otherwise they would be looking for other jobs, because there are many jobs as a game developer or programmer or artist that you can do and make a more steady income than doing games. Now all of that doesn't mean that this YouTube channel has not brought me a lot of things. A lot of things you didn't expect. I didn't expect when I started the channel. It brought me Serious Lion on the Discord, Friedel, a Belgian partner I've been working with now since 2021, I think. He saw one of my videos where I talked about wanting my games on a console, but that I couldn't do it myself. Right now I just had to dive into a lot of other tools and technology, and that would mean I have to focus on that and not be able to work on new games. He figured he had the time to actually dive into those kind of tools, so he mailed me based on one of my YouTube videos. I can do it, let's work together, let's see where it goes, let's see how it works. And we've now been working together for 5 years, releasing on Switch, Atari VCS, a couple of other things coming. So that's one of the things that this YouTube channel and these videos brought me. Another contact is Graham. Regular viewers have seen him a couple of times in the video. A South African writer. He contacted me based on, I think, the Residual videos. I think that was it. And at that point I already had a publisher. I figured there was some money here to spend on a writer, which normally I wouldn't do. But now the option was there. So with some back and forth through email, he eventually ended up writing all the PDB jokes, or a lot of the PDB jokes, and a bunch of other things. I think we became very good online friends, but also we met twice in real life. And who knows, we might be doing some more work later on, but we also met twice, and just a lot of cool contacts that way from this YouTube channel. Now earlier this year I actually visited the local high school, which also saw my videos and are giving game programming lessons to their classes, and they figured, well, if you're from around here, maybe you'd like to visit us and talk a little bit about stuff, or come see what we're doing. And that also ended up with fun contacts. Local high school, always fun to see how children are learning how to do game development, although it's gonna change a lot in the next couple of years, I guess, but they're learning certain skills that can only help them later on. And another video came out of that, and then we got them a sponsor so that the software they are using, FlowLab, I think it's called, sorry if I mispronounce it, FlowLab, they helped me sponsor that school so they can actually use that software for a few more years and get more children interested in game development. So that's another cool thing that happened from these YouTube videos. So it brought me a lot. And I can't really say how much in-game revenue it made me, how much copies did I sell extra, how much wishlist did I get extra. It certainly helps to a certain degree, but it's very tiny percent of your audience will actually be buying your games. And I don't believe in the fact that it's other game developers watching your channel so they will not buy your game, because that's BS. I'm a game developer, but I also play games and buy games, and most game developers are interested in other games. So I don't think that's really a problem. It's just that people watching your channel are just sometimes not interested in buying your games. They're watching your channel for you, for your personality, and just for all the entertainment. Not so much for the games, or not at that time, and then maybe over time they will buy it. But it's really not the main reason I have this YouTube channel. It's just me venting about game development and all that stuff. And every now and then I pick up some business or interesting contacts, and that makes it all worth it. So while I started this channel with the focus of showing people all the work that goes into games, these days it's more a vlog type thing, and me just being able to talk about the stuff that happens and the things that are being done, and having a nice backlog for myself as well, to watch back all the videos and see, oh yeah, I was doing that in that year, and oh, this year that happened also, because so many things happen every now and then. You forget about some things. So these videos are also my highlights in what's happening in the business with my games. And on this channel I also managed to create Sir Questionnaire with a lot of video and game content on that. Space Grunts 2, the whole making of. There's a playlist on the channel. Residual, of course, which has been a long project. Then had a Kickstarter, then had a publisher. Then it didn't have a publisher after it's released. A long story there. I think I did a video on it, but I should do a proper video on that maybe next year, when I can actually talk about certain things that happened. And it's an interesting video, something that you won't find on other channels. And that's really the content I try to make. Snake Core was also built on this. Regulators, another long project that went through a lot. I did some videos on that as well. It had funding at some point. Then it went through a whole difficult phase, and my life went through a difficult phase, but eventually it got made and released. And we're now working on Space Grunts, the third game, Chrono Shard, and we're doing videos on that as well, so that we have this whole package on this channel that shows you from creation to release, but also failures. Gunslugs 3, I think, also made on this channel, the only game so far that has not been profitable. And that still stings, but that's also on this channel. Not every game is profitable, not everything works out as you want to. Sometimes games take longer, sometimes games simply fail. I'm not selling the dream of game development on this channel. I'm just showing you how it is for me as Orangepixel. 20 years of doing game development. I wish I had videos of all the early years, but I don't. In some cases I don't even have gameplay videos of those games. The Nokia games, the Sony F500 games, like before smartphones, before iPhone, Android, I was making games for mobiles. And I don't have a lot of records on those things, and I wish I had. So for that, having a YouTube channel as a game developer, or maybe anybody, it's a lot of fun. You can record a lot of your life, and that just makes it interesting over time. I also had the question from people, for an introvert, how do you create YouTube videos? I can tell you, I think I consider myself an introvert as well. Although if I'm put on the spot or at the center of something, an entertainment gene kicks in. I'm not sure what it is or where it comes from. Nobody in my family had it, I think. But maybe it's just a mechanism to cope with all the stress and all the attention you're getting. So that's a lucky break for me. But if you look at my first couple of videos, there was a lot of awkwardness there. It wasn't me talking to the camera, it was me talking to a frightening black thing staring at me, not knowing what to say. It probably took me a whole year to get over that. I haven't really checked, but I think it was a lot of videos where I was kind of awkward talking to a camera. But over time you get used to it. And it's really me talking to my friend right now. You're just a friend, yes you. And the weird guy in the back, you're also a friend, I guess. Don't get closer, stay in the back, right. It becomes more normal. You're looking at a lens. I should record this, hang on. I got another camera. I have my old camera back, which has been for repair. Just needs a battery and an SD card. That could be interesting as well. Does it have an SD card? behind the scenes right here. Do we have an SD card? We have, so I can record this setup. Let me... All right, so this is what I'm seeing now. This is literally what I'm talking to. Just this thing. A lot of people make the mistake to look at the display. So at the start, when you start doing this, get rid of this display, because else you get this effect. You're looking at yourself and you see yourself talk, which is great, but I'm not looking at you directly. I'm looking at myself. So stop doing that. Stop looking at yourself. Just use it for reference. I now know what the background is. I can see all of that. And I'm talking to that lens, like this part of it. This is what I'm looking at, and that's what I'm talking to. And it takes a little bit of time to get used to it, but I think this is a very important skill to have, or a very good skill to have. Not that I know why it would be a good skill, but I think over time, at some point, this might turn out to be a very handy skill to have. Just being able to sit in front of a camera with lights, talk to it like it's very normal and natural. I hope that's a future skill I can use for television or acting. Nah, never mind, maybe it's not that useful of a skill. I thought it was useful. I have been able to quickly do social media posts. Just get my phone out, record, talk a little bit, do a TikTok or an Insta short or Insta reel or feedback short, Facebook short, YouTube short. All these little videos, all this social media, it's good to have your face connected to your games and your products, I think. So for me, it's a very good skill to have, because now I can easily do little videos. When I release something, I can just grab my phone. It takes me like a minute to talk into it, to make it seem natural, because it is natural for me now, and promote my game in certain ways. So that's a good skill. Also editing videos. I use DaVinci Resolve. It has its quirks and things, but it's free, the free version at least. Obviously the paid version is not free, but I use DaVinci Resolve, the free version. And it's a great program. It's being used by movies as well. If you can work around the little quirks, every now and then it crashes on certain bigger videos. But they're pushing out a lot of updates every time, so over time it gets fixed. But being able to edit videos can also prove very interesting when you're doing trailers for your own games or any other material around your game. So just a couple of great skills to learn by just doing YouTube videos, I guess. Also, out of all my social media, I think YouTube is my most interesting one, maybe. Because I feel like I have a better connection with my audience, especially those that watch a whole video of 15 to 20 minutes. That's a lot more connection you have than when you post a message on Blue Sky or on X or Facebook or whatever, and people read it and move on, or they swipe over it and move on. There's much less personal connection there than I have through this YouTube channel. At least that's how I feel. Let me know what you think as the audience. Do we have more personal connection here than on social media? Yeah, weird guy in the back. I know what you're gonna say, but moving on. So I think that covers most of the stuff about the YouTube channel. Every now and then, I'll be honest, I have no interest or no desire to make another video. I usually record these now on my Mondays. Right now it's Monday 11:30, the 1st of September. I record it now. I actually had some time, so I'm ahead of schedule. Normally I do it after the lunch. That means I can edit this, and that's pretty much my Monday. Editing takes me, I don't know, depending on the type of video, maybe an hour, a little bit more, a little bit less. Some videos I'll just sit and ramble for 15 or 20 minutes unedited. Of course, that takes very few editing minutes, and then it's just done with the video. If I'm in a rush, that's how I do it. This video took a little bit more time. The intro bit, I already recorded that last week, hence the different t-shirt and everything. Those type of things take more editing work. I used to do them on my Saturdays, but these Saturdays I record a video for my wife's channel, Aline. She does a lot of crafting videos, and every week we have a video where she shows how to make something specific. So my Saturdays are gone. So I have a little bit less time for all the extra stuff I want to do on the channel every now and then. Also, it's been a couple of hectic years, and hopefully in the next couple of months I'll have some time to do these interesting skits, because I like doing those things. In these 400 episodes I have blown up my office.
Alright, be careful when you play a bomb card.
I think I did some time warping and all those kind of things.
Other ship, we have a problem. Into the safe spot on this.
It's a lot of fun to do, and at some point I focused on that a lot more than on the actual content of the video, because I wanted to learn all those things, and it was just an interesting experiment, but also a little bit of a waste of time. My main thing is game development. These videos are extension of Orangepixel, but my job is still game development. Money made on YouTube is, I don't know, 30 to 40 euros a month, maybe 50 if it's a good month, depending on advertising and all that. Every now and then you'll have a sponsor. That can be anywhere between, I don't know, 300 to 1500, depending on the type of sponsor, type of video, the time they want it. But those are rare. Currently they are very rare. Also, my audience is very easy to advertise to. They're everywhere, as you all know. We are on websites, we are on Reddit, Facebook, we watch a lot of YouTube channels. Advertisers can reach us pretty easily, so they don't pay a lot of money for us as an audience. So if you want to make money on YouTube just from the videos, you need a different audience. You probably need like either older people or very young people, and preferably not the 20, 30-year-old tech gurus that are on the internet, on all the websites, because they already get so much advertising thrown at them. They're not worth a lot. So don't do YouTube for the money. Don't do YouTube to build or in hopes of selling your game that you're working on. First of all, building a channel takes a lot of time, growing the channel. And I wish my channel was bigger. I'll be honest, I've seen other channels that just rehash ideas and have very little experience in game development and the world of games. And their channel grows because they are simply rehashing those tips and really focusing and aiming on selling that dream to other game developers. That's one way to grow my channel. Every now and then I'll do a video like that, or talk about how much money my game made. Videos like that attract a lot of new followers and viewers. They might not all stick around for all the other stuff, but at least you'll see a bump and growth on your channel. If that's what you want, that's the kind of videos you have to make. Of course, for that you need to have experience and knowledge. Although I've seen other developer YouTubers talk about stuff they have obviously don't have the experience in, but you can still make it work apparently. So that's the route to take if you want to make money from YouTube. Otherwise, not worth it. Just do it because you love it, because you enjoy it. I like this. I like creating videos. I like having something to release every week. There is a new video. I'm releasing something. I like that whole process, and that's the reason I'm doing it. Of course, every now and then I have a bad day or a day I don't want to do it, but I'll still do it because I'm a professional. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm not sure what it is, but I have a drive to just consistently keep on going. It's my job. It's part of my job. Do it and then move on. So that's how I've been doing the YouTube channel for 400 episodes. This is episode 400. 400 consecutive weeks. I've done a lot more videos. I had years where I would upload 2 videos a week. But these are 400 weekly episodes. Not sure I'm going to do it for another 400 episodes. But let's see how far we can go. But there's still a bunch of fun and interesting things I want to talk about on this channel. So we're going to continue for at least a little while longer. So let me check my notes and see if I talked about everything now. Okay, one more thing, the investment for the YouTube channel. I started out with the old camera we had lying around. I think it was the Sony A58. Doesn't matter which one it was, it's long gone now. It was already old in 2018, and right now I don't think you can buy it anywhere except maybe secondhand. I bought this camera over time when I was really into the YouTube channel. This is the Sony a7 III. Expensive mofo. At that time, I would recommend this one. It was very good. It's still good. Also getting dated a little bit, so maybe you can find it now for 3,000 euros, dollars. Not sure on that. You have to Google it. Still expensive gear. I'm now shooting, and let me use this one again to record it. I'm now using this camera, the Sony ZV-EV10 or something. I'll put it on the screen. I'm not sure. This is a vlog camera, or sold as a vlog camera. It's a lot lighter than the camera I have here. It's a lot lighter than this one. It has a good lens on it, except it doesn't have stabilization. This one does, that one doesn't. It has it in software. So normally I would focus this one in a little bit more, and that's why I'm closer or have to get away further from the camera. If you're moving this camera around, the screen shakes, while this one makes a perfectly smooth movement. It has some issues with it unless you really zoom in on it, and then softwarematically it can do all the magic. So that's a downside. The other side is that battery lifespan is, I don't know, an hour maybe, which is enough for these YouTube videos. But this one can last for 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours. So that's a difference as well. However, I got this camera because the a7 III was had no audio anymore. It wouldn't record any audio at all, which is a common problem apparently with the microphone in. So I had to be repaired, but of course I wanted to keep going with my YouTube channel and also Aline's channel. I needed a camera. I bought this one. I think it's 800 euros. Compared to that, it's a lot cheaper, and I got used to this very much. It heats up pretty quickly, but you can work around that, opening the display, all that. The battery life could have been so much better. Not sure why it's that crap, but everything else on this camera, I kind of like it. And it's not a huge expense, so I would recommend starting with that one. Of course, you can also start with a good smartphone and record things. A very important thing about recording videos is lighting. I have some lights behind me also. I have a very bright LED light, which is my main light always on these videos. I try to close all that. Sunlight is great, but it's not consistent. So shooting with sunlight means sometimes it's brighter, sometimes it's not. I have an extra LED key light thingy. There are many light options out there. There are many channels on YouTube that will talk about what's a good one. You need good lighting, like more extreme lighting than for photography if you want to have good sharp videos. So yeah, just had to add that. Problem now is that this part and the whole part after this, I already recorded it. I was just editing it and I noticed there's no audio. And I forgot what I said. I think this was everything I mentioned. So if you still have questions, drop them in the comments below. And for all the regular viewers who have no questions, but want to help these videos get more traction from the YouTube algorithm gods, the comment for this week is congratulations. Congratulations, not just to me, but also to you for watching probably not all 400 episodes, but hopefully a lot of these episodes, and of course continue watching them every week. So congratulations to all of us for 400 episodes of Orangepixel YouTube videos. Let's see where we end up over time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, also very important. And then I'm going to wrap it up here. I have been editing everything before this part, so I know we're at like 30 minutes now. Normally I cut it off at 15 or 20, so we're overdue. Thanks for watching. I will see you on next week's video. Got a couple of interesting things to talk about. So see you next week. Don't forget to tune in.